Hi everybody and welcome along. We are fully in festive mode at the Winton Paper Co. So today I've got another beautiful little Christmas card design for you, but also this is great for anyone keen to learn about adding snow to items, doing a little wintry piece and just making the most of the watercolour techniques to get that gorgeous glow and then painting a lovely lamppost on top. Now for the snow I'm using Liquitex acrylic ink, but you could use any kind of white paint you've got. We're just going to make sure it's nice and liquidy so we can splatter it onto the card. So grab your paints and let's get started. So just like on Tuesday, I've got a card ready scored, 9 inches by 6 inches, which means once it's folded in half, it's 4.5 by 6 inches, and it's just my regular watercolour paper. I'm going to take my mop brush and just lightly dampen the page. You could fix this down with some masking tape if you wanted a nice clean edge. I'm quite keen on just using the raw edge like that. And now I am going to create the glow of my lamp with some lemon yellow, and I'm going to do a little circle like that. I'm then going to take some cadmium yellow and get a little bit around the edge, and then I think a bit of Pyrrole orange, and as fast as I can I'm going to take some Payne's grey and just kind of get in there around the edge there. And I think that's quite nice. You could always sort of play around with your night sky colours, maybe a bit of moon glow. I just think it's always nice to have a bit of variation. Okay, that's good. We don't want our yellowy oranges to suffer and get overwhelmed. So we're going to let that dry 100%, and then we're going to paint a lovely lantern over the top, and then we're going to do some snow, which is very exciting. That's dried really nicely, and now I'm going to just use a pencil to mark out the lantern. So 2 tapered lines going inwards. And then I'm going to do it so it's on a slight angle and we're sort of looking at it from beneath. So I'm going to have a line like that. It's quite an ornate one, I think. And then, if you want, you could sort of do a few little nobbles and bobbles to make a slightly ornate base, or you could just go fairly simply down. I find they sort of taper out a bit again. I'm going to just sort of end it as the painting ends underneath, and then in there we'll have a little bit more detail. So I've sort of lined it up where the main glow there is with the base, and I mean you could make your lamp even more ornate than this with lots of fiddly frilly bits, but essentially we're going to paint it in some nice concentrated black, and then we're going to put some snow on top of it. We could absolutely paint this in a sort of clever watercolour effect where we could get snow in through the use of unpainted space and watercolour, but sometimes it's also nice to just experiment with different things as well. So what I'm doing is with my 4/10 brush, I am partly outlining, partly building up the sort of light and shade of it all, cleaning off my brush and just sort of adding in extra highlights and lowlights. And the other thing is using Payne's grey. We've talked about using Payne's grey when you're wanting to create sort of inky blackness. So just enjoy sort of working your way down, whether it's building up washes on the sort of broader parts, or if it's just a little bit of detail like that. And so for this one I'll do the little bit of detail in front, and then I'll choose to see how much I sort of colour in around the edge of it, if you see what I mean. Inside the lantern, what I want to do is just get a little bit of orangey colour and just sort of, let's see, I want to give a sense of the interior roof of the lantern, the ceiling of the lantern, I suppose. And that one coming down there. And then I can take a little bit of my dark colour and just create the sort of stand that the old bulb sat on. That will quickly turn into a sort of orangey kind of bulb base. Okay, and that's all we need for that. So we're going to let that dry, and we can now have a look at adding some snow. So I've got Liquitex acrylic ink in white, and I've given it a good shake, and I'm just going to drop it there. Now I want to do a combination of, I want to sort of drop snow on it and just splatter it, because I want this to be, my Christmas card projects to be kind of a bit of fun. So the first thing I'm going to do is just drop on a little bit of snow. So all I'm doing is I've got my finger just underneath the brush, and I'm just sort of stroking down with the bristles. And if I do a bit of that, that's great. And you could leave it like that, but also what we've also got is the capacity to just sort of add a little bit of snow to the lamp post itself. Oh, this is so sweet. It's making me feel a bit Christmassy. I get a slightly smaller brush, I think. It's up to you how much snow you want to add. The snow might have come in from the side, and you get a little bit of a textury sort of scattering of it. Just if you have done your splatters beforehand, just try and make sure that you don't get your hand stuck in them. Okay, I think that's lovely. I don't want to do any more, I don't want to ruin it, but that is a really sweet little snowy scene for a Christmas card design. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, of course, in the comments how you got on with that one. I've just seen a tiny bit more. I need to put some snow on. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, let me know how you got on with that one in the comments, and if it's one that you think you could replicate a few times over to send out to people. And of course, don't forget, we've got tons more Christmassy and festive wintry tutorials in the Christmas playlist. And don't forget to get your Advent calendar, the Watercolour Advent Calendar. It might be a little late for the post now, but you can always get the digital download in my Etsy store and on dewintonpaperco.com. And we will see you for that. But we'll have a few more tutorials between now and then, so don't you worry. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!